Hey you guys, what up, welcome to Jovial, Caycee, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to talk about why people get so upset about people that are of light beings, of people that radiate light, people that have actual confidence within themselves, people that actually work because they put in the work. They work on themselves constantly. They work on their personal development. They work on how to be a better person. And they stay positive. They try to stay positive because regardless, life is going to throw things at us and obstacles at us, in our life. Life is full of polarity, the law of polarity, for instance, contrast. So it's always going to be an up and down. There's always going to be, life is not always going to be good. It's going to be challenges and bad things. So that's what life is all about, but that's why the law of attraction is so important, because what the law of attraction does is that it helps us focus our thoughts, our emotions, the way we feel, and visualize exactly what we want in our life, and what we want to attract in our life. And when you focus on all of those things of what you want to manifest in your life, all the good things you want in your life, that's what's going to manifest when you're manifesting good things. Now, if you're kind of more on the dark side and you just feel like life has just always been shitty for you, always been negative, and maybe it's maybe you were in environments around people or involved with friends or relationships, it doesn't matter, that maybe said certain things to you that really struck something within you that affected you in a major way. And and it really affected you. Like I said, I got distracted for a second, sorry about that. But that's how you just kind of live your life. That's your story. You stay stuck there. You stay stuck and you think about, and it's like a reminder. It's like you keep reminding yourself of everything you've been through in life, all your experiences in life. Now, most of your experiences are negative beliefs and negative things you have been through. Then you feel some people that don't like to put in the work or don't know these things, or maybe they have parents that really didn't have parenting skills. They try to do the best they could do, but maybe their parents didn't have, good parenting skills or high self-esteem about themselves because from, other generations, And so that's why it's so important to work on yourself and work on, like I said, it's so important it's so important. That's why I feel like the law of attraction is so beneficial, because it helps you narrow in on exactly what you want. It helps you set good intentions about what you want to, how you want your life to be from what it was. You know what I mean? It helps you raise your standards about yourselves. It helps you have a better attitude, have stronger beliefs, and values within yourself, because maybe before you didn't know these things, or you were with someone or around certain people that were very low vibrational because, they didn't want to come out of their sunken place. So when you're around people, that's why they say who you surround yourself around is so important, because it really can affect how you feel about yourself, So that's why it's important to have a tribe of people, or tribe of people, a family of people that, and it doesn't have to be blood related family. It could be, groups of your own soul tribe, people that relate to you, meaning like people that relate to you on your level. But that's why it's so important to have people around you that encourage you and uplift you, that are on the same like high vibration, the same wavelength as you. So, yeah, so like I said, getting back to what we were talking about is that why people feel triggered some way by just people that are positive and constantly working on themselves, because, you know, they feel they're lacking something in their life. When they look at you, you're a reflection of what they feel they're missing, or they're not doing better at, you know, or you're a reflection of you know, maybe where they're at, their life, and how they're living and who they mess with. You know, that's how they kind of, and that's where envy comes into play, and jealousy comes into play, and especially comparison comes in, because in competition, all these things that are, you know, very low vibrational, because it's like, and then they just start to criticize you or judge you, or like, oh, okay, your life, you know, like as if you're putting on this you know, fakeness, but in reality you're not. Because I mean, we have a lot of people that put on that facade and fake it, you know, but eventually you see it. You see people for who they are. You see people's true colors. If you know, if you're around them enough, you'll see it, you know, or you maybe tell them no for some reason, or you may not want to, or you're not a type of person who fits in, or you validate yourself, or you have very high self-esteem about yourself. Eventually people's true colors comes out, because, you know, darkness always comes to light. Hopefully I said that right, but it always comes out. I'm trying to remember the exact scripture for it, but so you can't hide it. And energy really does not lie. Energy don't lie when you're around people, and how people are, you know, and that's why it's so important when it comes to first impressions when you meet people, because when you meet somebody and you hang around them long enough, it will already tell you how that person is. It'll already tell you how that person is, okay? And that's why when you meet people too, it's kind of good to ask like more keen questions. And, you know, because I know women, we kind of tend to talk more than, like, for instance, like, let's talk about, you know, dating or something. You know, a lot of women might be the ones that kind of talk a little bit more than men. There's men out there too that talk a lot too. But there's majority of women might talk a lot or might share too much about themselves. But sometimes you just have to kind of sit back and let someone, the guy, talk, for instance. You know, because he could just sit back and hear your whole life story, and he can already kind of see, okay, with this woman, she has low self-esteem, or, okay, now I know what I'm dealing with. He can definitely kind of see where you at and judge you from right. Because guys know right then and there what type of woman you are. You know what I mean? And so that's why it's good to just kind of let him kind of talk, share some things about himself. You know, it should be an exchange of energy when it comes to that, because you shouldn't be telling everything about yourself, letting people know. You know, just women need to learn to be more mysterious and be a little bit more silent when it comes to certain shit. Don't disclose all your information, everything about you, because then you don't have nothing to talk about. He knows everything about you, and that, you know, basically kind of just doesn't really add value to you in a way, or it doesn't really give that person more of an opportunity, because a lot of people don't deserve to hear your whole life story. That's nothing too. I think a lot of women might share too much about themselves. They start going into their past and shit they've been through in the past. I just want to say that when you go on dates and shit like that, you don't want to, and I don't want to cuss, but curse, but when you go on dates, please stop sharing so much of things that's happened to you in your past, what what you have been through, all of that, because the first couple of dates, I just feel like you're already like messing it up, because you're reflecting back on the past things. You're not talking about things of love and good memories of, interesting things. Nobody wants to hear about your past stuff. And then a lot of that is not something that particular person that you don't know deserves to hear. It's really, a lot of people don't deserve to hear about your life, because it's really none of their business yet. You need to give people the opportunity to really, to being vulnerable with someone is truly a gift, because a lot of people kind of, especially men, they kind of like shield being vulnerable with women. They kind of cover up. They don't talk about certain things because, they could be afraid of being hurt, or they just don't disclose a lot of that information, so soon. And that's all I'm saying, is that don't, ladies or, guys who do this too, don't, a lot of people don't deserve to, they don't deserve to get that vulnerable side of you yet. It takes, I feel like that takes time. That's something that a person has to earn. You know what I mean? But you have to first start off building the relationship up. First start off getting to know the person. What's interesting about this guy, and because you do want to know these things. You do want to know if this guy has issues or this girl has issues, of course, duh. But I'm saying, like, the first dates or something like that, don't disclose it so soon. It all depends on what it is, because if you have like your own platform and you have your own business, and you talk about basically what you've been through in your life and how you came up out of it, and it's not even like as if you're just reflecting back on your past, or you're trying to make people feel extremely bad for you. So yeah, support my business because I've been through this and that. No, it all depends on how you go about it. You know what I mean? If you're not constantly bringing it up, you're just mostly talking about, okay, well, I've been through this shit, because we all been through things in life, but this is how I got out of it. This is what I constantly do. You're not constantly bringing it up for validation or wanting people to feel sorry for you and this and that, because to be honest, a lot of people don't care, because a lot of people are going through shit in life. It's really not about you. And I think once people kind of learn that it's really not about you, it really isn't, that people can relate to you more, because the reality is that people love to talk about themselves. They like to talk about themselves. They like you to ask them questions. They want to know if you care about them. Because people love to talk about themselves. Because sometimes we hear so much about other people. It's like, okay, well, can I talk? Maybe, are you interested in me? Do you want to hear what I got to say? So the whole point of being a leader in life, just for example, is that you want to let other people have opinions, and people want to be heard. People want to be encouraged, and they want to be valued. They want to be appreciated. Who doesn't want that? And that's, we all want that in life. And so, but when you don't give people that opportunity to vent on or talk about things, or you don't give people the opportunity to hear them out, because, listening, being able to be a good listener is a gift. It really is truly a gift, because a lot of people don't listen. It's a lot of selective listening. So, like I said, it all goes back to people want to be heard. People want to be heard in life. And so, yeah, and then in order to be that leader, in order to continue to walk in walk in your light, continue to be that light, which a lot of the times you, even though you might be that light person, you can attract a lot of energy vampires too, which is why you also have to be guarded on who you let into your life. You have to be very not guarded like guarded, but you also need to have just healthy boundaries as far as who you share yourself with, because when you are a light, you're gonna, it's like a moth to light. You're gonna attract, people are going to naturally be attracted to you. A lot of it could be very positive, and then there can also be negative too. Like I said, it all goes back to the law of polarity. It's all of contrast. You're not going to just attract good, you're going to attract bad, but you have to have discernment of knowing how to sniff out and see the real from the fake, you know what I mean? And the healthy from the unhealthy. So, but you can't, and just another thing too, a lot of people, I think a lot of women or men too, will tend to want to fix a person and feel like, okay, I'll change him or I can change her, this and that. But the reality is it's a deep-rooted issue that they have within themselves that they have to work on. They have to work on themselves. They have to do them work themselves. You can only be an example by you can only lead by example. What you do and how you go about your life and how you attract things, how you pray, how you visualize yourself, how you see yourself, your standards, your beliefs, your attitude, your behavior, all of that is a reflection to others, and people see that. So when people see you doing these things and seeing that, okay, wow, he's becoming a better person. I've seen this person transform. I've seen this person become different. This person is like, what is this person doing that is helping her or him become better? Like, what is it about this person that made her the way she is, or live the life she's living, or be the way she is? How does she do what she do? A lot of people are confused as to how you do what you do. They want to know, but you don't have to let everybody know. But that's the power, right? Here's the power right here, is that you don't have to let everybody know what you do. That's not for you to disclose. Okay, so like, you want to keep things to yourself. You want to keep things private. You want to be a mysterious person because first of all, you don't want people to block your manifestations. You don't want people to block your blessings by sending you this negative energy, because that's what can happen. You want to keep your things private, and once that it's manifested into your life, then you can share, because, okay, you've been through it, you experienced it, and it happened. You are leading by example. So you doing what you do has proven good results. You've experienced it, you've spoke it out, you've done the work, and you transformed. And that's why you are who you are, so anyways, that's why a lot of people are kind of triggered, is because when a person is working on themselves a lot, constantly, they're praying, they're spiritual, when a person is spiritual and they remain positive, they're okay with being alone, they're okay with not fitting in or needing validation from other people. They don't engage in toxic environments or engage in toxic activities or engage in gossip or stuff like that. Then other people that are not doing the work feel triggered, because they feel like, okay, this person thinks she's better than me or he's better than me, because they don't want to talk about or engage or do the things that I do. So they feel triggered and they feel like you trying to be better than them when it's not even about them. That's the thing, is it's not about them. And so a lot of people make it about themselves, and they feel some type of way. And a lot of people that don't really know who they truly are or have forgotten, because they have dealt with people that have issues and have directed their negative energy onto them. They basically kind of suppress their powers. They don't a lot of people know that you have potential, know that you are destined for greatness, but you may be with a particular person that knows that, and a lot of people may know that, but they don't want you to know that. And so that's why it's important that you work on yourself. And even if you don't have anybody in your life that has, for instance, parents or friends or people like that don't work on themselves like that or do the work, it's kind of hard for you to see the power within yourself, because they don't see the power within themselves. You know what I mean? That's why it's so important to have a high self-esteem. So you have to know who you are, and you have to come up out of the darkness, okay? And those who are doing the work and trying to break the chains, break the cycles, generational cycles and all that shit, are the ones that may be attacked and criticized and judged off people that are not doing the work. You know what I mean? So it's just going to happen. But you have to be strong. You have to be that warrior, and you have to stay strapped up and armed, and ready for the heat, because it's going to come. It's going to come, because when a person sees another person doing what they're not doing, or coming out of the matrix, coming out of that sunken place, that dark hole that they've been in for years and centuries, it upsets a lot of people. It upsets their inner demons, because, people want you to be stuck. They want you to be stuck, and that's why it's so important to pick your tribe wisely. Pick people that are wanting to come out just like you. You know what I mean? People are trying to do better with themselves. And so that's why it's important to to make sure you watch, be discerning about what you watch, who you talk to, and what you read and shit like that, because anything can pull you back into that dark place. Enemy, because, the devil is busy. He don't sleep out here. You know what I mean? And so, because he don't want you to come out. So you have to, and he will use anybody to get you back to that stuck place about yourself, to get you back to feeling, unconfident about yourself, to get you to feel powerless about yourself. Okay? And, these demons, they sniff it. They sniff it out of you. They smell it on you. They see the light beams. It's crazy. It's crazy. So you have to constantly put your head in shit that is going to keep you in a place of always elevating, always being spiritual and enlightened, and gaining knowledge, because knowledge is power. We talk about that. You don't want to be carnal and ignorant to the tools and things that the enemy will try to send towards you to trigger you. Okay? You have to be, when you are strong within yourself and you stand in your power, You're unstoppable. Nothing can stop you, because what the enemy wants is fear. That's what he feeds off your fear. He feeds off your energy, and he wants to stop your energy flow, because we need energy to even function. We need energy to even get shit done. So he wants to keep you stuck and not getting things done. He wants to keep you from procrastinating on things you need to do. He wants to continue to distract you and distray you from your path, your true path of becoming who you truly are, and that's why it's so important to continuously cleanse your energy and be out in nature and meditate or listen to music and do your scriptures and pray, and talk to God and ask for clarity and guidance all the time and protection. Because it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke out here. It's a spiritual welfare, spiritual welfare going on all the time. Okay. And so if you don't have that discernment, if you're not strapped up and you know the word, how to protect yourself, then you will be easily pulled into the wrong direction, easily fooled, you know what I mean? And so you don't want to just be gullible and vulnerable to everything that you come into contact with. You want to check your surroundings. You want to be aware of certain things, and that's why I always say, people always be like, don't look into certain things, which is true. You want to be cautious of what you're getting yourself involved, but you also want to know, you also have to know things of, you don't want to be carnal to what the enemy can use to try to destroy you, basically. So don't focus on it, but know that the enemy can be very tricky, very conniving, and very sneaky with how he does things. He knows how to manipulate. He knows how to be very tactful. He knows tactics to get to you. All right, so don't be easily pulled into situations that you feel isn't right. If you feel something doesn't resonate with you, if something doesn't feel right to you, or you feel it doesn't feel good, then it's not good for you. Trust that. Trust your intuition and trust your instincts. And go with that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you guys, let's say, but continue to be that light. Continue to be that light. And continue to break the cycle and come out. Because a lot of people need help. A lot of people out here are needing help. They're needing to hear from you. Where would we be if we didn't have people that we feel inspired by that came out? You know what I mean? What would we do without the internet? That's why you got to use these certain things. You just kind of have a good balance. Use them for good purposes. To share what you know. So you can help more people come into who they are and know about themselves. Because, a lot of people have been stuck for such a long time, or they don't have a mentor. They don't have that guidance they need, And sometimes they're not. You can even go to certain churches might not help people out. You know what I mean? The pastors can have a low self-esteem about themselves. You have pastors and prophets that are not helping people come into who they are. You have to go to a church that talks about authority and power, because that's our birthright. So you churches and pastors and prophets are supposed to be people that are supposed to help you to become a better person, to help you to step into that power and remember who you are. So yeah, you guys, seriously. But anyways, I'm out. It's your girl. Thanks for listening.